And you can welcome him to the stage right now. Scooby Dooby, vote for Newby. Come on, give it up for the justice. Scooby Dooby, vote for Newby.
Do I need this to figure out who I am? I do have this identity crisis. In 2004, when y'all were kind enough to elect me to the Supreme Court, I had 5 colleagues that were conservative. And now, no offense to Tim Allen, but I'm the last man standing. So why are you here tonight? Why am I here tonight? What is it that causes us to give up our leisure time, family time, to be at a political event? Well, it's the same thing that my wife Megan and I prayed about in 2004 when we felt that we should get involved, as we had seen an activist judge remove "under God" from the pledge, and realizing that judge didn't put that there, that our framers had very specific ideas about separation of powers, and the legislative branch makes the law and the executive carries it out, and judges should be those who simply apply the law as intended, not as they want it to be, but as we, the people, have said it is. And as I campaigned in 2004, I said nobody died and made a judge king. All right? That's not the country in which we live. February the 27th of 1776, some of the folks in our state made a very, very important decision. Now, if they had taken the political temperature of the time, they would have found out that 1/3 of their fellow North Carolinians were Tories, and 1/3 were for freedom, and 1/3 were like, whoever wins, I'm for them. My point is, the determination, the fervency of that 1/3 led to the freedoms and liberties that we cherish today. They gave meaning to Jefferson when he said, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all of us are created equal and endowed not by King George." You hearing that, King George? Not by you, not by Parliament, not by the government or a constitution or even a Bill of Rights. Endowed by our Creator, endowed by God with certain inalienable rights, life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. And government exists, Jefferson says in the Declaration, to protect these fundamental rights and freedoms. And yet every day we read about judges who somehow think that they know more than we do, and they take off the black robe of judicial decision-making and they put on the mantle of the legislator, and they go out and they try to make the law and or the Constitution what they want it to be. Folks, that's wrong. We got to stand up. We got to say, no more. You can't do this. Not on our watch. On that day, February the 27th, John Grady from over in Pender County had left his farm to go with those who would stand at Moores Creek Bridge to prevent the Tories from getting to Wilmington, who were there to try to welcome the British into the Wilmington area. The folks who signed the Declaration would ultimately say, we pledge our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. That day he gave his life. He gave his life at the Battle of Moores Creek Bridge, the very first North Carolinian to put meat on the idea of Patrick Henry, who said, give me liberty or give me death. Do we value that liberty and freedom today? How much is it worth to us? That's the challenge that we have. My wife Megan and I, as I'm laboring on the court, we're going, wow. If you count those that have my view. The number other than me is like 0. So guess where all the dissents fall? Guess who has the privilege of stating what the Constitution and the laws really say? The governor had every opportunity when the Chief Justice position became vacant to follow the 200-year tradition of the court and appoint the Senior Associate Justice. Let's see, who would that be? Newby's been up there for 15 years. Why don't we just appoint him? But he ignored that. He even jumped over somebody of his own party for raw partisan political reasons to appoint someone else. So, our choice was, are we going to take it or are we going to say no? Well, we're saying no. We're saying that we are going to be running to be the Chief Justice of the state of North Carolina. Now, the challenge, and this is how we need your help, it's a big state. In 2012, thanks to y'all's hard work, I won Wake County by 17,000 votes. Now, I know Wake County's changed since 2012, all right? But the figures I gave you, a third, that's not far off from Wake County, folks. I mean, 25% of folks in Wake County are registered intelligently, like we are, okay? Guess who the #1 registration in Wake County is? Unaffiliated. Unaffiliated. Those are folks that they're saying, convince me. They're saying, tell us why we should support the conservative candidates. Folks, that's our mission. That's our job, and I believe you can do that. So, very quickly, what are the 3 things we can do for you, Justice Newby? I'm so glad you asked. We have a table in the back there. My wife, Macon, my daughter, Sarah, my nephew, John, and a whole bunch of other really nice people are back there. The cards are on your chairs. With the cards, it's got a bunch of symbols at the bottom. If you're a dinosaur like I am, you got no idea what they are, but my daughter said I needed to say something about them. So, I think you're supposed to like me. Is that Facebook? I can't remember. And you're supposed to follow me, and I think that's like Twitter. So anyway, it's on there. And I think I'm supposed to say something about, I don't know which one of these. Hashtag Newby 2020. Maybe that was it. I don't know. The other thing I need you to do is, some of y'all think that this is a bumper sticker. This is not. This is 50 votes, okay? 50 votes, unless it's a pickup truck. If you put this on a pickup truck, we're talking 500 votes. Unless that pickup truck has a gun rack. Then we're talking 1,000 votes unless that pickup truck has a visible gun on the rack. I think even in Wake County, that's 1,500 votes. I'm not sure. So please, seriously, what happens is, as we run statewide, I mean, the most liberal person on our court raised $1.5 million in 2018. 1.5, never been done. Twice as much as any other candidate. They're telling me I'm supposed to raise, you don't even know how much money I'm supposed to raise. So speaking of money, we have these forms, they're on the back table. Please help me any way you can. The other thing the most liberal member of our court did in 2018 is she had 3,000 contributors. They had $3. You could do that and be a, quote, contributor. I think y'all, us, I think we're better than that. So I've got 20 for 2020 here. Any of you that can support us, we want to show broad support as well as, of course, deep support. Macon and I have been privileged to be on the Supreme Court now for 15 years and to have the privilege of serving we the people. I have been faithful to everything I have ever said about my judicial philosophy over that 15-year period. I hope that you folks will help me become the next Chief Justice. Thank you so much.